Welcome, students and families. We're so excited to have you here with MOE-CAC. I just am a MOE-CAC representative and want to take just a quick moment to introduce MOE-CAC and then our panelists. You will notice that you do not have video or mic access, so you will answer all of your questions, you will ask all of your questions in the Q&A box at the bottom of your screen, and the panelists will respond there. We encourage you to sign up for additional MOE-CAC sessions. You can see those on the website. And then this is being recorded and will be posted on the MOE-CAC website as well. Panelists, take it away.
Great, thank you so much. So I'm Eric Neeson, I'm with Columbia College. I have Madison and Michaela with me from Stevens and Mizzou. And so we're really happy to talk about all three of our institutions and then also to just the types of schools that we are and what makes us different and unique and the special things about us. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started and talk about, why choose a small private liberal arts school. Let me share my screen here. So first of all, of course, when you say small, and I don't know why it's not, there we go. You think small classes, right? And that's usually the first thing that we talk about and what our students are kind of looking for. So students that choose a small private liberal arts school, they're kind of looking for that smaller environment, smaller feel. At Columbia College, we actually have an average of 15 to 20 per class. And then the biggest class you can ever have with us is capped at 35. So again, never in that huge lecture hall, which is a good fit for our students for sure. The student to faculty ratio is typically pretty small. Here at Columbia College, it's at 9 to 1. So you're definitely getting to know your professors, and I'm gonna touch on that here in a little bit. And then just the size of the campus itself. You can literally walk anywhere in about 5 minutes here at Columbia College, and that rings true at a lot of small private liberal arts schools. So the next thing is that it's student focused, and all teaching is done by professors. So there's no teacher assistants, and now nothing against TAs or teacher assistants. I'm sure there's lots of good ones out there. But for us, your professors are going to be teaching your courses from your freshman year all the way through your senior year. So you're going to be getting that quality instruction, which is a really important piece for a lot of our students. This is also a really good way to build relationships with your professors. So again, you're gonna have the same people teaching your freshman courses as you do your senior year courses. And so you really get to build those relationships. And when you think long-term in terms of, getting that letter of recommendation or having that reference for a job, it really could go a long way, and it's really going to be a personalized experience for you. It's not research driven, and so the focus is on teaching. Now, there's nothing wrong with, research institutions. There's lots of benefits in that, and I'm sure Michaela will touch on that, in her presentation a little bit. But for us, our professors, their focus is on teaching. And so that's their number one objective is to teach you, the student. And so again, it is just going to be, more focused on that experience. And if you want to do research, you can. And a lot of times it's the student selecting what they want to research, and then the professors help them through that. Smaller classes means more focus from professors to go over your work. And now that may not be the best thing, but no, they're going to be able to dive into your papers a little bit more, rather than having 300 people in a composition class, you're going to have, more like 25 to 30. And so they're going to have a little more time to grade those papers and dive in a little bit deeper, which could go a long way in your development. You're definitely not going to go unseen. So professors are gonna know you, but that also means that there's no hiding, right? They're going to know if you're not in class and all that, but it's definitely a good little setup here. For financial aid, so a really big thing, and I just want you guys to think, the big picture here, smaller schools and private schools, they typically just have a higher sticker price, and that's just the way it is everywhere. So if you looked at our, tuition here at Columbia College compared to the University of Missouri's, we're going to start a lot higher. But there is a lot of, institutional aid and scholarships that are going to be available. And so a really important thing is filling out that FAFSA coming October 1st. And sending that to the schools that you are interested in, and so you can get the actual full picture of what it's actually going to cost. And so a lot of times smaller private schools are going to have more access to scholarships, and then there's a lot of institutional grants too that you can award. At Columbia College, we have what's called an Ivy grant, and that goes all the way up to $8,000, and that's just based off your financial aid information. So definitely get that FAFSA in, and a really important piece to that for sure. The campus community and student activities. So smaller campus means the opportunity to to get to know everyone. You know, you're not going to be able to not know anyone. You're going to recognize faces when you're going to, you know, the dining hall, when you're going to class. I mean, you're going to see the same people all the time. And so for a lot of our students, it's an easier transition from high school. You know, you're kind of coming, you're used to those class sizes of 25 to 30. And then so starting at a smaller school can sometimes make that transition, like I said, a little bit easier. It feels a little bit more the same. Participation in clubs and activities, because we are so small, we have to have our students involved, you know, and we really encourage you to do that. For instance, Columbia College, we don't have class from 11 to 12:30 Tuesdays and Thursdays for you to be involved. And so we want you to take that time to you know, be in clubs, be in activities. And again, we need your participation to even have those things available here. And then also leadership opportunities. You know, the more things that we offer, well, we have only 1,000 students on our campus. Okay, so there's lots of, you know, rooms to maybe be the student body president or the president of the Spanish club, you know, whatever it may be. There's just lots of opportunities, you know, less people to compete against with that. The next thing is a well-rounded education. So anytime you hear like a liberal arts school, that's kind of the main focus. And so you're going to take classes in all areas. So the arts, humanities, mathematics, natural sciences, and social sciences, you're going to take classes in everything. And so it's a really good way, especially, you know, your freshman and sophomore years, to kind of dive into, you know, is this what I really want to do? And now a lot of public institutions also kind of have that set up as well. But the focus at a liberal arts school is definitely there for that. We're gonna want you to do that. Another thing is communication and writing are emphasized heavily. You know, I mentioned that the professors have more time to grade papers, and so you're probably going to write a little bit more at a smaller school. And then, of course, the communication, being able to do that. Employers know that liberal arts colleges train their, you know, students to be proficient in communication and writing. So definitely a big piece there. And then another thing is college athletics. You know, it gives you a chance to be able to compete. You know, D1 is not for everyone. Now, I was that kid that thought I was going to go to Division I, really wanted to, but believe it or not, it just wasn't quite good enough. And so I ended up playing at a smaller school. But for instance, at Columbia College, we offer 18 different varsity sports. So there's lots of different opportunities to get involved that way. Athletes also make up a large portion of students a lot of times at smaller schools. For instance, at Columbia College, around 1/3 of our student population at Columbia College are student athletes. And then around 50% of our incoming class actually this year were athletes. So talk about, you know, professors having to work with student athletes. You know, if you're missing class for a game or, you know, a tournament, whatever it may be, the professors here have to work with you because they don't really have a choice. It's a ton of our students. So it's a really, you know, again, a big piece of, you know, and a good benefit of going to a smaller school is getting that opportunity to compete. Also, there's scholarships available at a lot of smaller schools with athletics. And then also too, you can usually stack. And so you can get academic money and you can get athletic money, which can end up making college really affordable. And then this is just a slide that, you know, this was like a Wordle, as they call it, right? Of what our students think about Columbia College and what's their favorite things. So you can see small, you can see family, community, you know, professors are those big words. And that's just a really good way to kind of reflect, again, everything that I was talking about. And so I wanted to make sure to put that in there. And then the last part is, this is my contact information. So I would love to, you know, answer any questions. Of course, we're going to have time at the end of this to answer any questions that you guys have now. But if you guys have anything that you think of later, feel free to email me. And then also that's our phone number here, and then our day admissions page here at Columbia College. So that's it for me. So I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing and turn it on over to Michaela from the University of Missouri.
All right, everyone. So like Eric said, my name's Michaela. I work for the University of Missouri. So we're going to be looking at what a large public research institution looks like. So in Columbia, you've got quite a few options, and that's why we're here today to talk about what those options look like. I know Mizzou best, so I'm going to rely on a lot of their own examples to go ahead and work with that. So when we look at Mizzou overall, we are a large campus. We are about 1 square mile. So our campus itself isn't that big. It's still pretty walkable. But there are some large campuses that you have to drive in between classes to get to those classes. So that's important to think about when you're looking at schools. Do you want to have that walkability or not? And Mizzou definitely has that. With that over 30,000, we actually include our online graduate and professional presence, because not only at Mizzou are you interacting with undergraduate populations, you're going ahead and interacting with our professional schools as well. So being a larger university, we have a law school, med school, and a vet school on our campus. We're actually one of 6 public institutions to be structured that way. So you're able to get access to those schools that you're looking at going ahead and preparing to and applying to after graduation. So you get that all at your fingertips right there. So Mizzou overall is about 23,000 undergraduate students. Being a large institution, we get to meet students from everywhere, which is really exciting, especially in my job as a representative. I get to meet with students all across the nation, in all 50 states, and we've got every single county in the state of Missouri in over 120 countries. So we get to meet students from oceans away or students that went to the same high school as you and you didn't know them quite necessarily. So it's really great to be able to interact with these students every single day and build a community of these students. Now, Mizzou is a little bit different, and I mentioned that we are a research institution. We actually get to be a 2-for-1 on our campus. So just like you have Illinois and Illinois State, Iowa State, Kansas State, we're actually both of those institutions on one campus. So we do get that 2-for-1. We get a land grant status, adding in more academic programs, adding in that accessibility to our campus, but we also get to be a part of the Association of American Universities, so that AAU institution. It essentially means we're a top-tier research institution. The only other one in the state of Missouri is Washington University over in St. Louis. So we'll touch on what research looks like on our campus, but that's a little bit of an overview of what Mizzou is as a large public institution. Now, when we go into, one of the advantages of going to a larger school is you just have a plethora of majors and academic opportunities at your disposal. So you can look at customizing what your major looks like. So if you're looking at journalism, it's not just journalism. It could be strategic communications. It could be television and broadcast and radio. You could even go further and look at just sports broadcast if you're looking at those. So you really can look at specialized degree programs, and you can partner with other areas. So we have students that work with international business. So they're getting an international studies degree and business, and then maybe they do a sub-plan within marketing or management or finance. They can go a little bit deeper into that. We've got over 13 schools and colleges right now, so we can specialize not only in just the College of Arts and Science, School of Journalism, looking at the College of Engineering, but you can take that a step further and look at the School of Visual Arts and Visual Studies. So you can go really specialized with what those look like, and you get to interact with students outside of your major. So again, building a community of support to create that well-rounded student for our students. At Mizzou right now, our top majors are business, journalism, engineering, and our School of Health Professions with our health science major has gotten pretty large. But undecided is actually our 4th most popular major right now. So we get a lot of students that are exploring on our campus. And with our 300 degree programs, you do get to explore and you get support while you're here to help you pick that major when you're looking at those later on. Now, when we look at our classes are different from the other schools that are going to be talking today. We do have larger lecture sizes. It doesn't mean that every single one of your classes is going to be a larger lecture, but it is important to think about when you're looking at a large institution, you will have larger class sizes. And if that's something for you, I definitely encourage you to look at Mizzou, and there's ways to make those smaller. I know when I was at Mizzou, I went ahead and got to know my professors a little bit more to make those classes feel a little bit smaller. And then as you continue within your major, so getting into those upperclassmen years is when we're seeing those smaller class sizes. So at Mizzou, we have an 18-to-1 student faculty ratio. So you will get to know your professors, but it's also on your initiative as well. So it's just like the real world where we really count on going up and meeting people and shaking hands and getting to know them. We really rely on that as a large institution. We want you to seek help to get used to doing that after graduation, but you'll have some support in your classes as well. Being a large institution with those faculty members, you'll get to know them, but we have over 2,000 faculty members on our campus. All of them are participating in research, and I'll talk a little bit about that. But with these world-round professors, you're getting to meet with them. These are former NASA astronauts teaching physics. These are people that have been in the field of study that you're looking at. So working on national campaigns for ocean spray, enterprise, all those big areas. But people that have had real life jobs to help connect you to those future jobs that you're looking for, because we know that's a goal for you, a goal for graduation, and a goal to get those jobs after graduation. So it's a great place to go ahead and ask questions. And they're going to teach you real life skills and bring in more companies to come and speak with us. Now, when I mentioned that we are a top tier research institution, we're a part of that Association of American Universities. So we're one of 34 public institutions to be a part of it. Now, being a top-tier research institution means every single one of our professors has research a part of their jobs. So they do have teaching assistants that help them out in their classes. These are students that are working alongside them within research. They're within that field of study that you're looking at, and they're also closer in age with you. So it's a little less intimidating to go ahead and talk to a professor all the time in their office hours. But you do have additional support in those classes when they're leading those. But with our professors, they are also focused on research. This is a great opportunity if you're looking at being a research assistant. If something in high school is really exciting to you and you're really passionate about it, this is something that you can continue at Mizzou. So with research, we've had students conduct their own research as early as their freshman year. We don't have to wait to senior year in order to start adding that onto our resume and really making those discoveries. So we've had students work with water quality, sustainability, and textiles, and many of them get published by their senior year, so they get to have that on the resume forever. So it's a really great way to stand out with all those future careers that we're applying for, especially when we have to apply for those online. It's a really great eye-catching feature. Professors also do their own research, so going into office hours and asking questions is a great way to go ahead and become that research assistant. So one of my personal favorites is we have the Lexo mug within our College of Engineering. So a mechanical engineering professor created this. It's a travel coffee mug, so you pour in coffee, you wait about 2 minutes, and then it stays at drinking temperature for 8 hours long. So that's something that students got to help out from the idea of it all the way to the consumer's hands. So they got to see what it would be like to be an entrepreneur and create that, what it's like to get something patent pending and really fill out what that patent would look like. So we're really building on what that research looks like. We also work with 3D printing, has been very large on our campus right now, and prosthetics, working with biomedical engineering. So that's one of the advantages of having that research-driven campus. But we also make sure that we're able to go ahead and have that hands-on learning. So on a campus of our size, we're able to go ahead and work with local companies, local businesses. We also have a KOMU, so for our journalism students interested in television, we're able to go ahead and have a NBC broadcast station, and we're the only ones in the nation to have it. So we're able to go ahead and give the news for all of mid-Missouri. So we're able to see a sports broadcast from a student while they're a current student at Mizzou. It could be reporting those big news stories, and it's student-driven content. So we really participate with our entire campus to help give that news to the entire mid-Missouri area. But again, they're going ahead and working with these local areas to build onto the resumes, to be more confident in the areas that they're passionate in, and we're really excited to be among them. But it also means that we get to do national campaigns, like I said, for enterprise, putting that into national arenas for us. But then we also get to work with local schools, working with student teaching, and I know the other areas do that too. So that's just one way that we look at things with a larger institution. We also go ahead and have a lot of support and a lot of resources for you as a larger institution. So these, again, we want students to go out and seek. There are places on campus that you can always go ahead and ask questions, whether you need help with tutoring, that's included in your tuition with the larger institution, a career center to help you find on-campus jobs. With the larger institution, we have a wide variety of jobs, whether it's with campus dining, our recreation center, within your academic area, or doing research. And then we also have social support centers, because again, we want you to narrow in and funnel what Mizzou looks like for you to build that community, to build those relationships and make it smaller for you. Since we do have a large campus, there's really a place for everyone. As we kind of look through things, being a larger institution means that we're nationally known. So we get quite a few companies that come through and meet with us with career fairs. So it could be with our College of Business, they put on 2 career fairs that are over 200 companies in size, and then these companies stay the next day to interview with our students. And since you get to go outside of your major, you can go in any single one of our career fairs that we have. Some of them even get specialized, so just looking at strategic communications just for journalism to work at those top companies. But you also have a huge family to help you out at the same time. So as we get more and more students coming through, it also means you have a big family to help you out after graduation. Our Tiger family is over 300,000 in size for all of our living alumni. So you can connect and work at Snapchat one day like Joey did, or Google like Kyle did, or work at ESPN like John Anderson. So you have these people that you get to reach out to get those big companies that you're looking for and to really stand out on your resume. Some other ways that we can go ahead with a larger institution is, we mentioned getting involved with clubs and organizations. We have over 600 clubs to choose from, and we really encourage students to start their own so you can build a community at Mizzou and you can make that smaller. This also helps with any type of student discounts that we have, just showing that student ID, and we'll touch on that within the City of Columbia, how you can utilize that as well. But this could be anything from a Coffee Tasters of Mizzou club, a 3D printing club, club and intramural sports. So if you're not at that Division I level, you can still compete with other universities with lacrosse, tennis, soccer, all those kinds of things too. A little bit with a larger institution, we do have a lot of resources on our campus. One of that we really highlight for our students that's included in that tuition is our recreation center. So this is an area that students can use, like whirlpools and waterfalls and sauna. Our athletes actually work out in a different facility, so you don't have to like bench press next to an offensive lineman, which is always really great for our students. But you're able to go ahead and do like glow in the dark cycling. You can become certified on a national certification for like Zumba and some other athletic courses. So it's always really good to do those. And then one thing at Mizzou, since we do have a larger campus, we have a lot of ways that you can live on our campus too, whether it's in off-campus housing apartments, looking at multi-year housing for all 4 years while you're here, or looking at freshmen and getting to know our freshman class. So this is a really great way to make a large university smaller, is getting to know people within residence halls. It's just walking outside your door and you get to meet people all within a close age of you, maybe that same academic area, because you can live with other business students, engineering, political science, art, photography. You can live with these students and get to know them even more. Some big things at a large institution like Mizzou is we get to do homecoming. So we get to be the birthplace of it. This is something that kind of takes over all of Columbia as itself. So other schools get involved with this too. But this is something that we started back in 1911, and we're getting close to October. So we're getting really excited for what homecoming could be. But we do homecoming parades. We decorate downtown of Columbia. It's one of my favorite parts. And we do student run blood drives. We're the largest in the nation for that. So it's really fun to be able to participate in homecoming. But that also relates to being a larger institution. We are part of the SEC with Division I teams. So we have 20 NCAA Division I teams to get involved with, and students can come watch those. And we'll touch on this at the end of the presentation as well. But this is my contact information. This is our office number, so we can help with any types of questions that you have during this year, because we know it's a tough year and it's overwhelming. And this is my email. I usually work with students within the Central Missouri area, but honestly, anybody can come and talk to me. I'm more than happy to help. But I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Madison or Stevens.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. So my name is Madison. I'm an admissions counselor at Stevens. So Stevens is an undergraduate institution that's home to a diverse group of empowered women who are highly collaborative in the liberal arts experience. So Stevens emphasizes experiential learning across all programs, allowing you to be hands-on immediately in your first semester. To highlight a few of our programs in the School of Arts and Humanities, we have one of the largest indoor film studios in the area. We have an extensive fashion collection we keep in climate-controlled storage spaces on campus that is the largest in the state. We have a lab school on campus with a full preschool and elementary school for our education teachers, so they can become certified from birth to 6th grade, which is unique for our education program. Our performing arts program is also a 3-year, 2-summer program and is rated in the top 10 best theater programs in the country. And then our English and creative writing students work on a student-run literary journal called The Harbinger, and it has been consistently awarded internationally as well. To highlight a few things from our School of Health Sciences, our biology graduates have a very strong track record in pursuing graduate studies. Our equestrian studies program has a 100% career placement rate, and our brand new direct entry nursing program works directly in partnership with our neighbor across the street, Boone Hospital Center, to provide early access to clinical experiences. Something interesting to note as well is that all Stevens students that are interested in our physician's assistant program are able to get an automatic interview to this very competitive program that currently has a 100% board pass rate as well. I get a lot of questions of if we offer a business major, and while Stevens does not offer a typical business major per se, you don't need a business major to get the skills and knowledge you need to take your career to the next level. At Stevens, all classes integrate business, marketing, and entrepreneurship in all majors, and you can also easily add on a small business minor or even start a self-initiated major that incorporates business studies. And so if you can't decide on a major to choose, that's okay too. So we have a self-initiated major that lets you combine studies and experiences that get you to where you want to go. So a current senior, Haley, is combining 3 of her passions, psychology, creative writing, and theater, in hopes of pursuing a master's degree in some sort of area. So here are just some additional highlights to the academic programs and campus life in general. Stevens does value small class sizes, so we do have a 10-to-1 student to faculty ratio. We are named one of the best fashion schools in the country. We have committed alumni across the world, and we're located in the 5th best college town and the #1 city to live in Missouri. So study abroad programs at Stevens combine academic study with cross-cultural interaction and complement students' major courses of study and foreign language interests. Other international experiences include volunteer work or even integrating internships. It's an introduction to different ways of living, studying, working, and communication. It prepares you for professions and opportunities all across the world, and we have tons of scholarship opportunities available for study abroad as well. It's a very individualized program at Stevens, which makes it very flexible, so you decide where you want to go and when you want to go, and we basically make that happen for you. So at Stevens, we know living with pets can help students adjust to college life. We welcome dogs, cats, birds, bunnies, even fish, and some reptiles. We've partnered with a local no-kill shelter so that you can also foster a dog or a cat. We have scholarship opportunities available for fostering, and that program includes training, health improvement, and nurturing the pet back to an adoptable condition. And then we have 2 large dog runs on campus, as well as a doggy daycare facility, so your dog can hang out with his or her friends supervised while you're in class. We are also home to 6 NAIA varsity sports that include soccer, basketball, softball, volleyball, competitive dance, cheerleading, and esports. So we do offer athletic scholarships for all of our sports as well. Life at Stevens is all about community. So we encourage you to join a club, become a student leader, audition for a play at the student-run warehouse theater, and add to the rich history of campus traditions. Stevens Life magazine is an awesome way for graphic design students, fashion students, and English students to collaborate on a nationally ranked student-run magazine that we produce twice a year. This year, students have already come together to start Stevens College's first K-pop club. So, starting a club is definitely a possibility for you here. We do have 2 sororities on campus, Kappa Delta and Tri Sigma. Joining a club and getting involved is a great way to meet friends that you're going to have forever. Campus life also extends beyond campus too, so our student development office provides students with off-campus opportunities as well. And every year we do have students that get involved with other institutions like Columbia College and Mizzou, as well as festivals downtown like the Roots and Blues Music Festival, as well as the True False Film Festival. So Stevens is recognized as a National College of Distinction for Career Development because we make career exploration and preparation an integral part of earning your degree here. So as you can see by our most recent data collection, more than 40% of our students find paid internships. 55% of our students complete at least 1 internship while in college here, and 42 complete more than 1 internship. These represent just a few places that our students have landed internships before graduation. The sky is truly the limit when it comes to choosing the right internship for you. We have students that do their internships all across the nation and even internationally when combined with a study abroad experience. Our alumni network. So Stevens has over 30,000 committed alumni, like myself, ready to help you before and after you graduate. Networking and making connections is a top priority in helping you achieve your goals during college and even after college. In the gold, you can see where we have Stevens College alumni clubs. These clubs are awesome for students who plan to move to those areas because you can collaborate and connect with larger groups all in one place of alumni of all ages and across all careers as well. So our admissions process is super easy. You can apply online. We are going test optional for the fall of 2021, which means you can apply without submitting an ACT or an SAT score. We use a rolling admission, which is awesome as well. So we encourage you to visit, give us a call if you have any questions. We have 2 brand new scholarships this year. One for if you submit your FAFSA before February 1, and one for if you just visit campus before May 1. All of our scholarships, institutional, athletic, etc., are all stackable, which is awesome. So you don't have to pick and choose. But we'd love to give you a tour. Thank you, guys. And I'll pass it back to Eric.
Sweet. Let me get the right slide up here. So now we're just going to take a little time, all 3 of us here, to talk about just the town itself. So Columbia, Missouri, it's a huge college town. We have over like 30,000, undergrad age students. And so there's lots to do. And so I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Michaela first to talk about that first point there.
All right, so yeah, like Eric said, we've got a lot of college students around our town. So a lot of things are focused on the college perspective, and really including college students. So right now, really with our college town, I like to say that it is the quintessential college town. So we're about 120,000, and that's without our undergraduate population. So we're not too big and we're not too small. You'll really notice that kind of everything downtown, you won't see like a lot of skyscrapers or anything. It kind of has that small town feel, which I think is really great. But that's kind of what we're looking at with that quintessential college town, just being able to have everything that you need. But I'll pass it over to Eric kind of to talk a little bit about the next one.
Small, but everything you need.
Yeah.
And that's definitely the case. I mean, and without all the traffic, right, of a huge, major college or major city. And so it's nice, like our little campuses here, we're all right downtown, which is cool. But then, of course, you've got the Walmarts and the Buffalo Wild Wings and all the, commercial and chain things that you would ever need.
So yeah, like Eric and Michaela both said, Columbia is a very college student driven town. So while you may have those big chains, you also have a lot of local businesses in Columbia as well. So like in Michaela's presentation, student discounts is an awesome thing. So we've got those all over town, whether it's at the music venue, so getting a discount on tickets, or getting a discount on athletic events, or at movies, all things student related. Then, so, we've got a lot of festivals and just a lot happening in Columbia. There's always something to do. To note a few, we've got 2 great music venues in town, an indoor music venue, and we've got an outdoor music venue that'll also do movie nights as well as live outdoor shows. And then we also host a couple of festivals, like I noted in my presentation. So we do, Columbia hosts the Roots and Blues Festival, just a couple blocks from downtown every fall. And then the True False Film Festival is a very popular, widely known independent film festival that comes every March, and we've got students that really love to get involved and volunteer. Is really important here. And then lots of internship opportunities. So lots of college students. The Columbia embraces the college community, which is really, really awesome. And so, and it's really awesome since all 3 colleges are kind of surround the downtown area. Internship and job opportunities are plentiful.
Yeah, so all 3 of our colleges kind of surround the downtown area, which is always a really great thing. So that means in between classes, you can walk downtown. You can go grab a bite to eat at Cafe Berlin if you're looking for, a nice breakfast spot, or if you're looking at going to Shakespeare's Pizza, you can go grab a slice. You don't have to fight about which topping that you want on your pizza, because you can get your own individual slice, and they have punch cards, so you can get that free slice later on. But with walkability, it could mean going to Stevens Lake Park. So maybe you're wanting to go take a stroll in between classes and get outside a little bit more. Maybe you want to go hiking. We have some hiking places in Columbia, so it's not just always downtown. But you can find those local businesses anywhere you go. If you want to get ice cream, Sparky's is one of my personal favorites, so you can get some really fun and funky flavors. But you can go watch movies downtown, so you can go to Ragtag Cinema, so it's a smaller area, and you can take food into the theater, which is really great. But these are all things that are within walking distance, so you don't have to have a car when you're here. So you don't have to worry about paying for gas while you're here and worrying about where to park. So you can walk and go to those festivals. You can go to those concert venues. you can really bring those friends that you met at your student organizations through classes and invite them to go to other places. But we're really right in the center, and you can actually go visit the other campuses too, all while you're here as well. But that's just one perk of Columbia.
For sure. And then of course, SEC football. And I took this from Michaela because, you know, as someone that works at a different institution, our students still love, you know, that perk. And so, you know, you'll see Columbia College students, Stevens students going to games, and we're all Mizzou fans here. And so, and then, you know, we have people that, you know, cheer for Columbia College and cheer for Stevens as well. And it's easy to cheer for all three of us. So it's kind of neat that you get that experience for all of us. And so we're really lucky to have, especially SEC football, you know, the big boys. I know we got Alabama coming to town here pretty soon. That should be fun, but just a neat experience for all of our students that come to Columbia.
So Columbia is also located pretty much directly in between KC and St. Louis, which is really awesome because while we do have a small airport here in Columbia, you know, it's only an hour and a half drive to Kansas City, and not just for the airport, but, you know, the plaza or having, you know, a bigger city weekend and things like that. And same with St. Louis, you know, we're an hour and a half from the St. Louis International Airport. So it makes traveling home, we're traveling for spring break a lot easier. You don't have to go very far. We've got shuttle companies in town too that will take you, so you don't have to worry about a car. So yeah, the location is pretty central, and it's really awesome.
For sure. All right. And so we've got one more slide that we want to show you guys, and it's to come see us, right? We're all doing in-person visits. And the neat thing, like we touched on, we are literally all like 5 minutes away from each other. And so if you were really feeling frisky, you could go to all three in one day. And guys, I'm sorry, but you could go to Columbia College or Mizzou. But anyway, so Columbia College, like I said, we are doing in-person or virtual visits. You can see the website there. We also have a virtual tour that'll kind of walk you through campus and get a good feel. But of course, we'd love to see you here. And then if you guys want to add anything to that, feel free.
Yeah, like Eric was saying, so we've got in-person visits and virtual visits going on. We're starting up doing some limited departmental visits next week. So meeting with business, education, and our College of Agriculture, Food and Natural Resources. The benefit of right now is things are a little bit smaller. So you are getting smaller groups. You'll meet with tour guides that are current students that'll take you around campus. Our virtual visits are usually over Zoom. We've got current student panels. You can meet with other academic departments. You can meet with an admissions representative one-on-one. Like Mizzou this year, we're doing test optional as well, and it's a new thing for us. So we know every student has an individual situation. So it's always good to go ahead and Zoom with us for any questions. And we'd love to see you either on Zoom or in person.
Yep, and we at Stevens are also doing virtual and in-person visits. So whether you choose virtual or in-person, your visit will include a one-on-one meeting with an admissions counselor, a one-on-one meeting with a faculty member from your program of choice, and then a one-on-one meeting with financial aid if you so want, or an athletic coach if you're interested in athletics as well.
Yeah, and then I guess just to describe Columbia Colleges, it is going to be an individual campus visit as well. And then if you did the virtual, it would be the same thing. And so really personalized experience, which is nice. But again, we encourage you guys to check out all three universities, and not even just us. It's good to go on college visits to really get a feel for, what's going to be the right fit for you. And with that, that's pretty much the end of our presentation. And we would like to open it up for questions, if there are any. I guess since you guys both touched on it, Columbia College is also going to be test optional this year. So if you were wondering that, and most schools I think you just have to go that way almost with the current climate. We know that not everyone has had the chance to take the ACT or the SAT. So again, we are going to be test optional. For us, for automatic admission, it's going to be a 3.0 GPA. And so if you've got that, you're going to be automatically admitted. There's going to be some other ways to get into, but I just wanted to throw out there. And then also scholarships, we're looking at some ways to make it just based off GPA. It looks like we got a question that came in. Do any of you have information on a music program, like band things? Columbia College does not have a band, so I will let the others take that one away.
Let's see. So at Mizzou, we have our School of Music within the College of Arts and Science. So it could be anything from vocal performance, composition. If you're looking at music education, that's an option for us too. We actually have departmental visits online where you can meet with current students and our recruiter, Ben Harding. So he can talk about the ensembles that we offer, vocal choirs. We're also having anything with like Marching Mizzou if you're looking at doing anything with marching band. That's something that you can do as a non-music major. So we have scholarships for music majors and non-music majors. Mizzou Music Days, you come and audition. We actually do that usually over Zoom. And Marching Mizzou can actually do an audition over Zoom as well. So those are just some ways that you can do music on our campus, whether you're a music major or non-music major.
Cool. And then, yeah, we do have a choir program at our school. So unfortunately not the band piece, but looks like the next question was, what are the rules on the dormitories? Are they live-in required or can they live at home? And we're all probably gonna have a different answer, I would assume here. So for us, if you are inside of a 25-mile radius from our main campus, you do not have to live on campus as a freshman. Our requirements are once you reach 60 credit hours though, you can live off campus no matter what. There's some other things that go along with that, but yes, typically students will have to live on campus until they've reached 60 credit hours.
For us at Stevens, we do, most of our students do live on campus all 4 years. We do have a lot of different options, but you're also welcome to live off campus. So we've got a lot of students that take that option as well. But on campus, we have communal style dorms. We have suite style dorms, which are kind of typically your freshman, sophomore style. But then we also have an apartment on campus that come furnished. They're 2-bedroom and 4-bedroom. Wouldn't need a meal plan because you would cook in your own kitchen. And we've got pet friendly and non-pet friendly housing as well.
Yeah, as for Mizzou, we require freshmen to live on campus. Similar to Columbia College though, if you're within about a 30-mile radius of our campus, you can do a housing exemption form. So if you're a Boone County resident, that's usually where we see that the most. So if you're living with a parent or a legal guardian. After that, you can choose to live on our campus for a multi-year system, whether it's an off-campus apartment within our residence halls, or you can choose to live off campus. So it's completely up to you after that point. You'll preference where you'd like to live, the location, we call that a neighborhood on our campus, and what academic area you'd like to live with too.
Awesome. So the next question was, what are the ROTC options at each of the colleges? Specifically, I don't know, is that the national card maybe? Anyway, I know for us at Columbia College, we actually do it through Mizzou. And so you could be a student with us at Columbia College, and then you're doing the ROTC program over at Mizzou. So that's how we are set up.
Yeah, so we have all 4 branches on our campus. We're pretty collaborative with other universities and colleges to come and help us out. It works with any program that you're in. It's some early mornings that you'll go ahead and go through. But that's something that you can meet with them online right now through Zoom. They're meeting with students so they can talk a little bit more about what it would look like for your program. But we encourage students to go through it no matter what their program that they're looking for in any of the branches as well.
Cool, cool. And then the last one here, it looks like Haley was interested in Stevens College for their drama programs, which is great. But for the other 2 schools, how would you rate your math teaching degrees for my male friend who wants to stay close to me for our college educations? For us at Columbia College, and just in general, you know, teaching people how to teach out of a book, you know, it's just kind of a silly thing, and it's getting in the classroom. And so at Columbia College, you're going to get in the classroom right away as a freshman. And you're going to make sure that that's something that you want to do. Lots of observation hours. And then, of course, as you work your way up, you know, the ladder of sophomore, junior year, you're going to teach some lessons here and there. And then, of course, senior year will be your student teaching experience. Columbia itself is a very diverse town. As an educator, that's probably the most important thing, is being exposed to all walks of life. You're going to have to be able to relate to all your students, and you're definitely going to get that here in Columbia. So whether you go to Columbia College, Stevens, Mizzou, you're definitely going to get that experience, which is super critical to be a good educator.
Yeah, to echo Eric, kind of similar at Mizzou. College of Education is a smaller area on our campus. So you'd partner with our math department to help out with that, whether you get a minor or you're looking at really reinforcing that major a little bit more. But you'll get in the classroom really early on. You'll be working with Columbia Public Schools and the surrounding areas, and we'll match you to an area that works best. But Pretty similar, yeah. I would definitely say to visit both of our schools and see like the setting that you like more, but pretty on par with both ones that you're looking at.
And to quickly answer your question about the drama program, Haley, so we offer costume design, acting, and musical theater. Those are all 3-year, 2-summer programs. They are designed to be a pretty rigorous, intensive program. On campus, we do 4 productions per semester, and then we also have a student-run theater company that produces 2 a semester. You can get audition for those as early as your freshman year, your first semester. And then both summers, we actually have a summer stock theater program about 8 hours north in northwest Okoboji, Iowa. And they do 9 shows in 10 weeks at that theater as well. So please contact me for more information. Thanks for listening.
Okay, thank you everyone for attending the session. Thank you to our presenters. The session has been recorded. It will be posted on the MOACAC website, and you're welcome to sign up for any additional sessions as well. Thank you so much. Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you. See you guys.